What's going on, trappers? Welcome back to JWell Trap TV. If you want to help Tariq, Braden, and I get Noma's profits, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and put a notification bell so you know when I go live and make a new video. You wouldn't want me to end up like her. Let's go. Yo, what is going on? Welcome back to JWell Trap TV. We are here, guys. We are back for the season finale, for the last episode of this season. Power Book 2, Season 3, Episode 10. Divided we stand. Here we are, guys. Divided we stand. We are here. We are here to watch this finale. So let's get started. Let's go. So we start our characters off and we got all of our characters pretty much reflecting on something, whether it's looking through a mirror, looking through a puddle, looking through a car, window. They are all reflecting, looking at their current situation and thinking about how to move forward. So we start in the hospital and we got Tariq and Braden meeting. Tariq tells Braden that Sax compromised his mother's location and now Tariq wants to take Tommy out. Braden says they can't make a move while they're being investigated, and he also says they gotta watch out for Effie snitching on them. Tariq says at least Lucas isn't a threat anymore, and he asks Braden if he's okay after all of that. And he says that he's still concerned with Tasha's safety, and he asks Braden if he's strapped, which he is. So it looks like Braden, after killing his uncle, is moving with a pistol on him now. He takes Braden's gun and we switch scenes to Monet meeting with Noma. So we start this meeting off with Monet and Noma, and Noma says that she is surprised that it's taken so long for them to meet, and Monet says there's no time for chit chat when they gotta move all of this weight, and Noma says, well, she must have a solution since she asked for this meeting, and Monet reports that Tariq's operation is pretty much shut down, Wall Street isn't working right now, the feds are watching, and Effie isn't moving drugs through the Ivy Leagues. Noma's surprised to hear this information, and she looks over at Obi, and Obi says that Tariq told him that all this was gonna be taken care of soon. Monet says that Tariq can no longer be trusted, and she says only her street portion of the business are bringing in money right now, and Obi says that she really isn't a good solution because even her kids really don't want to work with her. Monet says she's going to keep her kids in line, but then Noma starts to ask for answers on Mecca and we end the scene. We switch over to Tariq and he's visiting Tommy's mom. He's over here looking for Tommy. I guess, since, Tommy went for his mom, he's going for his mom. Tariq is pretty serious and she lets him in to show him that Tommy is not there. She tells him to put the gun down so they can talk. Tariq is still mad at Tommy for going after Tasha, and he finds out from Tommy's mom that Monet came over and left Tommy a letter which she gave to Tommy. Tariq says that letter contained his mother's address, and Tariq wants her to know that Tommy's looking for him and he takes off. So we switch back to Monet and Noma, and Noma shows Monet that ring, and Monet tells her that she can keep it because she didn't love Mecca, and Noma asks her about Zeke being Mecca's son. Monet confirms this information, and she tells Noma that she's just trying to protect her family. She's just trying to make money and protect her family. Noma says that if she had children, she would keep them as far away from this business as she could, and Monet says that she tried that with Zeke, but he's dead now. At this point, Noma tries to get Monet to admit that she killed Mecca, and Monet's like, I ain't admitted shit, but I'll do whatever I gotta do to protect my family. So then Noma's like, okay, so ex-lover killed Mecca, how ordinary. And pretty much she figured it out. But here's the bad part. She don't do nothing about it. She just let that shit slide. Monet says, in that case, why let this get in front of their business? Noma says the fact that Mecca was able to hide Zeke and hide Monet from her, that makes her uncomfortable. And she says that she's not gonna tolerate any form of deception. So then she looks over at Obi, and Obi's like, I've served you loyally, Noma. But then she comes over and she slashes him across the face. And I guess she's, trying to make an example out of him because, he didn't tell her about what was going down with Tariq quick enough. So I don't know, I didn't like this scene, I've been telling people, in the comments, y'all see me in the comments, I've been telling y'all, I can't wait for, Monet and Noma to meet up because, we gonna see some fireworks, somebody ain't walking away, somebody's not walking away from that meeting. But I guess it's all good. Noma's all asking about this all season, and I guess it's all good once she finds out it's Monet. It's fine. Monet Tejada. That's some bullshit, bro. Should have did something about that, but whatever. Moving on. So now we go over to the cops. They're talking about the Weston suicide, and they're saying they don't have anything to prove that it was any foul play. Medina then asks for an update on Effie, and Jenny says that when Lauren snitches on Effie, Effie will flip on Tariq, and then they will charge Diana for the RICO, and then they will take down the whole organization. So it sounds like they got like a bulletproof game plan, if you ask me. They walk in and they talk to Lauren, and she asks about Sax. She asks if, Tariq had anything to do with it, and Jenny says, of course she did, but then Blanca steps in, and she says, well, we're still investigating, and we can't say that for sure yet. They start to coach her on the grand jury process, and they tell her that she won't be cross-examined, that she's just going to say what she knows, and they tell her that Effie is the goal, and then Lauren asks, wait, I thought we were supposed to be going after Tariq, and they say that putting Effie away will bring justice, and she can have her life back. Lauren says that her life will never be the same, and she asks to see her family. Jenny says that she will be able to see her family soon, but she asks her not to do anything crazy before they have the grand jury. We switch to Braden, Kane, Drew, and Tariq. We have Monet and Obi come in, and she delivers the news that she is now in charge. Drew gets pissed and he tries to walk out the room, but then Kane grabs him and brings him back. She comes in and she tells everybody to pretty much get back to making money, no more fooling around. She tells Tariq to replace the Wall Street operation to come up with some new markets, and she also wants her money back that she lost in the Ponzi scheme. scene. She tells Tariq and Brayden that the only thing that's keeping them alive is their debt, and then she asks to speak to Tariq in private. She takes Tariq outside, she pulls out a gun on him. She asks him why he is going around telling her family that she killed Lorenzo, and Tariq says he didn't know anything about that whole thing, that, he had nothing to do with that. Monet says that she is sure that he figured out that situation, and she tells him to get his bitches in line, otherwise Kane will be digging a grave for him. So I'm like, damn, dude, Monet just really flipped the script on my boy Tariq. In over 2 episodes, 2 episodes ago, he did all these actions, to get them out this Rico, and now she's like full press on Tariq, got a gun in his face, about to kill him. As Monet's walking away, Tariq is so pissed that he's about to pull his gun out and shoot Monet, but then Obi walks out and he stops him. Obi says that his family got the green cards and all that, and that he tried to stall everything, but then, once Monet found out, that's how he got this scar. He tells Tariq that it's in both of their best interests for him to get back in Noma's good graces. We see Monet get in her car and she calls Diana, she gets the voicemail. She tells her to keep investigating Tariq and she wants to know if he's really a snitch. Tariq is following Monet, but as he's following her around the block, he gets intercepted by Tommy, and Tommy tells him to meet up. We pull up on Tommy and Tariq, and Tommy is pissed that Tariq came over to his mom's house with a gun, and Tariq pulls out that same gun and says he wants to know where his mama is. Tommy tells him to put the gun down, he'll tell her where Tasha is. And then he says that him and Tasha hash it out and we get a flashback scene. We see that Tasha actually knocked Tariq out, and then Tasha and Tommy were able to hash it out and reconcile their issues. Tommy tells him that he didn't know where Tasha went exactly, that when the police came, they split up. He also tells Tariq that he doesn't think that Tasha will want him to go after Monet, and that he needs to rethink his beef with her. He says he can't fight a war with Tejadas while he's being a college student. And I think that's a good, that does make sense. How you gonna be fighting a gang war and your ass gotta be at class at a certain time? He tells Tariq that he has to choose between being a civilian or a gangster, and that his dad tried to do the same thing, and that, Ghost tried to, be a civilian and a gangster at the same time, and look where he ended up. Tariq says that, well, what if he chooses to be all in? Will Tommy have his back? Will Tommy help him fight this war? And Tommy said this isn't his war, that Tariq, has to do this himself. This is Tariq's thing. He tells Tariq to be smart, and then he takes off. So that's a good scene, I like how Tommy gave him some advice, gave him some game, told him straight up, hey, the people who are still alive doing this, they pick a side. They're either a civilian or they're a gangster. You can't be both. When you're trying to do all this stuff, things start to get messy. And then next thing you know, here you are, about to get killed. We're going on the Take campaign, and we can see that he's in the lead in the election, and he's actually winning. He might win. We also see that he proposes to Bennett, and she finally accepts his proposal. How nice. It looks like Tate is gonna get married. We go to the Tejada kids meeting up, and they are upset that Monet is forcing them to work for her. Kane says they're just gonna have to accept it, and then Drew tries to fight Kane, says that, he's a mama's boy. Diana breaks up this fight, and Kane says they all need to stop playing games. He says, Drew, you need to stop trying to be, a NBA housewife and realize, you're a drug dealer. Diana, you need to stop being a sorority girl and realize you're a drug dealer. He leaves, and then Diana and Drew start plotting against Monet and Kane. So it's crazy, Diana and Drew getting real close on this plot and stuff, whispering and stuff as people leave. It's getting interesting. We go over to the Brayden household, and they are mourning Lucas's death. Brayden comes in and he tells them that, hey, you guys should get out of town for a bit. And Brayden's mom, she agrees. She's like, yeah, I've been getting heckled every time I'm outside. Becky talks about doing a funeral for Lucas, but then next thing you know, Kane and Monet walk in. Trey sees these people and he already knows what's up, and he tells the family they should go too. But Monet comes in and says, hey, ain't nobody going nowhere. Monet says that the Westons, that they owe her family money and she wants it back. Robert gets up and he says that, they're not in a position to pay anybody right now. And the next thing you know, Kane pushes this dude back into the couch, and Brayden's over here protesting like, Kane, Kane, Kane. Then he comes over and he, takes his hands off his dad. But hey, the damage is done. That was mad disrespectful. You up in this house. When they starts to shake them down, she says, well, if y'all ain't got no money, then y'all about to give me some of these paintings. And then, Kane goes and grabs one off the wall. Next thing you know, Kane, he asks Trace for his watch, and Trace says it's a family heirloom, but Kane pulls out a pistol and says, hey, let me get that watch. So, hey, this dude just came in here mad disrespectful, pretty much robbed Brayden's family, pretty much told his whole family that he's still in the game, Brayden trying to keep everything on the low. And once they leave, Brayden's dad was like, bro, you had every opportunity to, stop running around with these people. Why are you still involved in, this hood shit? And, Brayden gets pissed off and he says Uncle Lucas was the biggest thief in the city. And that, it's crazy that Robert didn't know anything and he plays stupid about all this. And he'll see what the SEC has to say about him playing dumb, not knowing anything about Lucas and that Ponzi scheme. So that was a big scene. That was a good scene because it kind of puts Brayden on outs with his family. Now Brayden, has to be closer with Tariq. We go outside to Kane and Monet loading up that new painting, and she asks Kane if he's spoken to Diana. They are pretty, fucked up over the whole Lorenzo situation. And he says he thinks they're both out. Or Monet says that's not good enough for her. And then Kane says, well, you just got to go work your magic. Monet then asks Kane how come he didn't tell her about Effie getting locked up. And he tells her not to worry because he told her to snitch on Tariq, but she didn't do it. And she's 100% solid. Monet says that Kane is pussy whipped and that Effie's looking out for herself and that she's going to handle Effie herself. So she walks off and Kane kind of already knows that she's about to try to kill her. And he's like, fuck. We go to Effie and she's being moved cells. She asks why, but of course, we got that bully ass CO. And she's not telling Effie anything. Effie gets into her new cell and she, goes through the clothing, through the blankets, and she finds a cell phone. Looks like Kane got that cell phone in there and he texts her, tells her that Monet is gonna try to kill her and to watch out. We go to Tariq and Davis meeting and Davis tells him to leave that Monet shit alone. He says that she said that she did not send Tommy's mom a letter and Tariq says of course that she will lie. Davis says they have more pressing things to look at. He tells him that the police know about him passing a note to Diana inside the interrogation room. And he also asks about what happened at Weston Holdings and Tariq tells him that Tate snitched about the Ponzi scheme. Davis says he doesn't recommend killing Tate, but that they should get some leverage against him. He says that he will take care of Tate. He then says that, Tariq needs to focus on Effie and that Effie might need to go. And Tariq says he can't kill her because he needs information about Noma's daughter. And then Davis says they got to take out Lauren too. He says they can't have her testifying. And Tariq is like, yo, Davis, you need to stay in your lane. You're not supposed to be telling me to kill people, bro. You're my lawyer. And Davis is like, hey, I don't give a fuck anymore. These are your bitches and they got me on the line. And he goes like, and since when was a killing, a problem for you, Tariq? And Tariq is like, all I found out is that killing leads to more problems. So, hey, that's wise for Tariq to say that. And he says he knows he's going through some pain losing his brother that he lost a sister to. And he asks, what if Lauren recants her statement? David says this will help, but it won't outright solve it. And he says they will still have time to charge Effie with something else. So he will have to convince her to do something that she doesn't want to do. So we switch back to Effie and she's in her cell and some girl comes in with a shank, tries to kill Effie. Effie goes Captain America. She pulls out a pillow. She protects herself and she's able to take this girl out that's coming to attack her. The police walk in, they restrain the girl with the shank, and they let Effie know that she has a visitor. Turns out her visitor is Tariq, and he says he has a plan to get her out of jail. Effie tells Tariq that she found Noma's daughter, but she isn't giving up any information until he gets her out. We switch to Tariq, Kane, and Braden, and Tariq says they have 5 days to get Lauren to recant her statement. Kane is out here, flexing Trace's family heirloom over to Braden, and Braden says he's gonna cut his hand off. Kane says he doesn't think they have enough time, that 5 days isn't enough time. Tariq says they have to threaten Lauren's parents and make it seem like they're in danger and that the police can't protect them. He wants them to get photos so they can show Lauren that their parents are in danger. Kane says that him and Drew will get the photos. Tariq calls Lauren, and at first she doesn't want to talk, and she asks how Sax died, and Tariq says that he had nothing to do with it. He says he wants to meet with her because he's the only person who can get their lives back to normal, and she agrees to meet him, but she wants to meet him in a public place. We go to Lauren's parents, and Kane and Drew have broken in and pretty much taken them hostage. We then go to the meeting with Tariq and Lauren, and it looks like he invited Kane and Braden in. She's really scared. She's scared. She doesn't want to need lies to people she wants to see, right? And Kane shows her photos of her parents. So it looks like they're all playing Lauren. Bro, dang, Tariq, you sank to a real low right here, bro. Kane tells her that if she recants her statement, her parents will be safe. And Lauren says, what about Effie? She wants to guarantee that Effie won't come after her after, she recants the statement. She also says that she wants her parents free, and Tariq says to let them go. And then she gets mad at Tariq, and she says that everything that Sax and Jenny said is true. Tariq tries to deny it, but she's like, no, this is the last time you're gonna lie to me, and she leaves. So after Lauren leaves, Braden says the only thing that's left to do is to get Diana's charges dropped. And Tariq says he's working on that. We switch over to Tate, and he has finally won an election. After his celebration, he meets with Davis, and Davis tells him that the Tejadas and Tariq know that he snitched about the Ponzi scheme and that they have a bullet with his name on it. Tate isn't afraid of the threats at first, but once Davis says that all will be forgiven if you can get Diana's charges, Tate says, oh, all he needs is a donation to his campaign and he can help out. Crazy thing is, Dr. Bennett hears all this and this makes her upset. She takes off and the reporter comes up and she wants to do a story on their recent romance, and she says she doesn't want to tell her because it would be a tragedy if she told her how she felt right now. So Dr. Bennett, just got engaged with Tate tonight and all of a sudden doesn't want to be engaged with Tate tonight. We go to Weston Holdings and Kiki is here clearing out her stuff and she runs into Braden. She says that the SEC cleared her and this is her last day, so she's clearing out her office. Braden says that she doesn't have to go and that Lucas took blame for everything on her suicide note. She says she knows that, but she knows that she was involved and that she wants to take a step back and start over. She didn't ask Braden about him saying that he was gonna make this all go away and how she gave up, Lucas's location. She says that Lucas's suicide note didn't sound anything like him. And she says that maybe Braden needs to get out too because he needs to think about what he's becoming. So she kind of knows that, maybe maybe he killed Lucas. Brayden says maybe it's too late for all that. So now we switch to Lauren, and she's over here telling Jenny that she's not an idiot, and she knows that this whole case isn't about justice, that this is about getting Effie to turn on Tariq and bring down the drug ring. So Lauren pretty much knows that Jenny is gonna let Effie walk if she flips on Tariq, and she wants justice because she's not gonna get justice, for Effie trying to kill her if Effie gets off, for flipping on Tariq. She says that she wants Tariq gone too, but she's not gonna get on the stand and lie for her. She says that if she wants Effie to flip on Tariq, to let her talk to her. And Jenny asks what makes her think that she can get Effie to flip, and Lauren says that she can tell Effie that she has no reason to be loyal to Tariq, that Tariq wants to be with her when this is all over. Jenny doesn't want to do it, and she says she's done a bunch of unethical stuff already. And Lauren says that the only way she's going to get on the stand and testify is if Jenny lets her do this. So then we switch scenes, and we got Lauren and Effie meeting. Lauren says this isn't being recorded, and her past few months of life have been hell. And she says that she knows that Tariq and Brayden didn't want her dead, and she wants to know if the beef is over between, them. And Effie says she don't care about Lauren, but because she was recording them, that she threatened her future, and trying to kill her was all business. Effie says that if Lauren gets on the stand and starts snitching on her again, then that's gonna be, that's when things are gonna start getting personal. And she lets her know if she recants her statement, that everybody's lives will go back to normal. Lauren says they are all evil, and that she doesn't see how they don't think they deserve any of this, and she leaves the meeting. So now we go to the grand jury, and we got Jenny up here, we got Lauren, and Jenny, she reads that statement, and then bombshell, here we go. Lauren says that Jenny forced her to make this statement, and that she was confused, she woke up, and Jenny came and made this up and said she couldn't see her parents unless she went along with this story. She tells Jenny that she's sorry and that she's no longer, gonna, play with her agenda, and that she wants to go home. So Lauren over here making Jenny look so stupid, bro. Jenny, you should have seen how Jenny looked. She threw the folder down, was really upset. But I feel like she should have seen this coming. Some of the things that Lauren has said, it has, should have already clued you in that she was talking to Tariq. She said she flipped up a few times saying stupid shit about, well, Tariq made these things. Or what if Tariq likes me or we're still together? She should have, keyed in on that. Should have had better surveillance on Lauren. How did you guys not know she was leaving, going in and out of the safe house? Y'all messed up. Jenny comes out of the grand jury meeting, and Medina tells her that she got played and this is over, and he's pulling the plug. Blanca and Jenny said they can try to save this, but Medina says he is done. So yeah, they just really embarrassed the whole department, came out here looking stupid. All this money, all this whole investigation, all this secret shit, Stacks dying, all this shit going down. And then for that to happen, crazy. We see that Tariq texts Lauren to see if she's okay, and Lauren reads the message, doesn't write back, and throws the phone away. She meets up with her parents, and they walk out the door. So it seems like Lauren is done with Tariq for now. We know next season they're gonna be talking again. We see that Effie gets out and Tariq is waiting for her. She tells him that Noma's daughter is their age and she goes to NYU. She asks what's gonna happen between him and her now and the business. And Tariq pretty much cuts her loose, says, that she can start over, that she can build herself back up. And Effie asks him, aren't they even? What about their future? What about what he said in, Italy to her? And Tariq says that she went behind her back to Kane and he can't trust her. So Effie refuses to take the ride and she just walks off on her own and says she'll take care of herself. Dang, man, that's crazy, bro. You can tell. So she really liked Tariq. She really wanted to be with Tariq. Even through all that Kane shit, she still wanted to be with Tariq. And Tariq didn't want to be with her, so now she just, off on her own again. So now we got Tariq. He's meeting with Brayden. He says that Noma's daughter is the key to them getting out from working for Noma and Monet. And Brayden's like, hold on, partner. Hey, man, I can't ride with you on this one, bro. And he says, he's throwing in the towel, that he wants to quit. He wants to quit cold turkey. And Tariq is like, what? You can't leave now, bro. What's she talking about? And Brayden's like, yo, I killed my uncle. He didn't commit suicide. I killed my uncle. And Tariq is like, bro, that's part of the game. It had to be done. But Brayden's like, hey, I'm not made for this, bro. And I'm out. And he says, good luck. And he tells Tariq, yeah, wish you luck, bro. I'm out. So Tariq over here by himself now, bro. Isn't this crazy? So we go to Tariq's dorm and Diana comes talk to Tariq. She says she needs to talk to him about her mom and dad. And Tariq's like, oh yeah, I know that whole situation. Monet was trying to blame me for telling y'all that that she killed Lorenzo. And he's like, that's messed up because I didn't know anything about it. Diana's like, yo, I got to get out from under Monet. And Tariq tells her that, Monet sent Tommy to go after his mom, Tasha. And then Diana asks if she's okay. And Tariq is like, yeah, she's fine. And then Diana's like, well, why didn't you go after Monet? Why is she still alive? And I'm like, what the hell? And Tariq is like, yo, bro, my mom is still alive. I don't want any war with your family. I got too much going on right now to be doing any of that. And then Diana's like, well, what if it doesn't have to be a war? Me and Drew, we want her dead. And Tariq is like, what? And he's like, what about Kane? And he's like, look, Kane don't got to know about it. We can kill her. We can get away with this. And he doesn't have to know. So then Diana starts talking about a plan. And we start getting into the actual plan. She's saying that she's going to get Monet to go with her to Drew's penthouse. And when she pull out the driveway or whatever, or go down to the block, that Tariq got to come up and, hit her with 2 shots. So now we're here and, Diana, she's talking with Monet. She's putting her in the car. They're about to go to Drew's and they're arguing a little bit. And Monet's asking Diana why she's starting drama when she needs to step up for the family. And Diana's saying it's not a family, this is a business. And, she's wondering why she had to kill, her father. She's saying that really hurt them. And Monet says, when she lost Zeke, it took a lot out of her. And she gives her, I love you speech. And this speech, it must have got through to Diana because she told her, she loved her and this is why she had to raise them strong and all this stuff. And Diana's like, okay, hold on, let's go back in the house. I forgot something. How about you come with me back into the house? So Diana doesn't want her to die at this point. She's trying to save her. But then next thing you know, somebody else pulls up in the driveway and they, unload a whole Uzi clip into the car and Monet tries to protect Diana, but she's hit multiple times. That person drives off, Tariq sees them and he says that it's Tasha. So Tasha came up and shot up Monet Tejada. We also see that Kane, he came out shooting. So, he came out shooting, then he ran over to, check on his mom. We switch over to the hospital and Monet is in critical condition. She is getting surgery. Kane asks Diana if she's seen the shooter and Diana says that it was Tariq. So I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. I'm like, wait, what is going on? So Diana all of a sudden just, she orchestrated this and then now she's just gonna flip on Tariq, tell Kane. She says that Tariq is looking for payback because he thinks that Monet sent someone to kill Tasha, sent Tommy to kill Tasha. Kane gets up and says he's gonna kill Tariq. And Drew's like, okay, Tariq gotta go. So Kane leaves and we get a flashback and we find out that Drew and Diana plotted for Tariq to take the blame. They plotted for Tariq to take out Monet and then for Kane to take out Tariq. Drew's like, what the fuck, Diana? We were supposed to make it so Tariq got shot right there. So they were trying to get Tariq clipped by Kane right there instead of, them driving off. And Diana's like, I don't even think it was Tariq who shot her. That was a totally different shooter. This is crazy. I can't believe Diana and Drew are scheming against Tariq like this, just because they want their mama dead. So then we also find out Diana posed as Monet when she went to Tommy's mom's house. So she went there with a red wig on and gave her a letter and said, this is for Monet. So that's why Tommy thought it was Monet, and that's why Monet keep on saying, I didn't have nothing to do with that, because she really did it. So we come back to the future, and Drew tells Diana to stick with the story, keep on saying it was Tariq. So now we got Tariq, and he's meeting with Tasha, and she scolds him for going after Monet. She says that she's going back to Estelle and Yaz, and for him to go finish school and get his trust fund. Tariq tells her that he lost his trust fund in the Ponzi scheme, and she's mad at him. She's like, oh my God, boy, you lost that thing in that Weston scheme? And she asks him what he's gonna do now. And he tells her about Noma, how he works for her, and how he has to get her money. She asks Tariq what he's gotten into, and he says that nothing he can't handle. But then he says he wants power, that kind of power to allow him to get out of anything, to do anything. And she goes like, that's the power your dad was looking for. You gotta be careful. And then Tariq says he's better than his dad. He learned from his mistakes, et cetera, et cetera. You know how Tariq be. And then Tasha says there is a play that he can go over to Noma and then be her number 2. She says that it's risky and he has to be careful while he does it. We go to the precinct and we find out that JR, that our new detective is actually Angela's sister's son. She gives him a letter from Saks and it has a flash drive. So I'm assuming this flash drive has a bunch of information on Tariq's operation. And I also assume that they're about to make this thing the new Saks. So it's not like we lost Saks, we got a brand new Saks right in this place. We go to Tariq and he goes to Noma's warehouse, or should I say Braden's warehouse for the most part, but I guess Noma took it over now. And he tells her he has a proposition for her that he wants to work alongside her. She says that it's bold of him to make these claims after, the hit on Monet, and she asks him if he had anything to do with it. Tariq says no, but then Obi says there are differing opinions, and then they bring in Kane. Kane says he knows that he did it, and then Drew and Diana come out, and Tariq tries to get Diana to tell the truth, but Diana says, oh no, you did it, and you shot at me too. So Diana is totally going with this bullshit ass story that like she didn't have nothing to do with it. Kane pulls out a gun on Tariq, and it looks like Tariq's about to die, but then Tariq says, Anya Covington. And then Noah's like, wait, stop, what did you say? And then Tariq says that he set something up, so if anything happens to him, that some people will go after, Noma's daughter. And then Noma says that, oh, Tariq, you think you're clever, but then she brings out Effie, and then Effie says that she now works for Noma, and she gave up the information, gave up that Tariq was threatening her to Noma, and then Noma took that information and moved her daughter, bro. So now, King points the gun at Tariq again, and he pretty much says, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it looks like it's over for our main character. But then next the lights shut off, and our boy Braden come, and he here busting. He in here shooting. He slides Tariq a gun. They shoot themselves out. They are able to shoot their way out of this meeting, and they get into a car, and they escape. But man, I'm thinking, oh my God, everybody shoot at Tariq. Kay shooting at Tariq. Effie shooting at Tariq. We got Noma's people shooting at Tariq. And they got out of there. Shit was crazy. That was a crazy season finale. I can't believe that this all came and united against Tariq. How did they just come united against my boy like that? Effie, how you gonna switch sides? Well, I see why you switched sides. He left you. Effie, that was crazy, Effie. Like, damn, you came in hella switch sides, bro. Went and told the whole play. Tariq, I don't know how you did. Well, yeah, I didn't see that coming either, Tariq. I didn't see that one coming either. So I can't say how you didn't see it coming because I definitely didn't see that one coming. Okay, so Tariq in the car, he's like, Braden, how did you know? And he says that Obi tipped him off. So, okay, we still got an ally with Obi. We still got an inside man with Obi. Okay, cool. But then they're like, what we gonna do? And Tariq is like, I don't know. We just started a war. So that's where we end our season, bro. That's where we end our season. So, hey, this is crazy. And you know what? Looking at all this, I'm going to say Diana and Drew are y'all call it Effie Snake, bro. Diana and Drew are the snakes, bro. They are over here lying on Tariq because they can't kill their mama themselves, bro. That is crazy, okay? That's crazy. We got Monet shot up in critical condition, okay? We got to see some Tommy and Tasha action. That's always dope. All right, we got Junior. He's the new Sax, and he got a flash drive. We don't know what's on that flash drive. We got to watch out for that flash drive. We got pretty much Tariq go out to start over, and it's gonna be hard. How is he gonna work in New York when we got Noma? How is he gonna go to school this is crazy. Noma's organization. You guys remember they had snipers on hills and shit, bro. It's gonna be really crazy for And Braden lost everything. Braden got to be real close to Tariq now. Braden lost his family. They're not going to be working with him. He's not going to have access to money like that. It's going to be an interesting next season for our boys. They might have to go lay low in a different city, as far as I'm concerned. So, hey, I got some stuff coming out. I'm going to still keep on making some videos and stuff. We're going to do some analysis videos, and then we're also hopefully going to start going with the Shy. Make sure to keep it locked from this channel. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, put a notification bell. See that when I go live and make a new video. We're going to keep it coming. When Force comes out, I'll be covering that as well. Make sure you guys keep it locked. All right, guys. Peace.